Hello developers, in this video we will understand function, function in Dart. So function in Dart as similar as we have function in other programming language like Java, Python and Kotlin. So what is function? A function is block of code, a block of code that performs a specific task. So a function is nothing but a block of code that performs a specific task. Here we have a syntax, return type, return type of function, and then this is the name of function, and then round bracket, and here this is this is the body of function. Here we write our code. Okay, so let's jump into Android Studio, and then we will understand with the help of examples. So here first let's create one dart file. So I'll create quickly one dart file. I have created one file called function tutorial, and here first I'm writing code for main method. So void main and then body of main method. So this is our main method. This main method is also one of the function. Here if we see this this void is a return type and main is the name of the function, and then round bracket, and then we have curly bracket. Okay, the body of function. This is the body of function. Okay, but this main method is being called by compiler, Dart compiler. Okay, so how we can create our own custom function? Okay, for that here I'll create one simple function void. Okay, return type I'm taking void, say hello. Okay, this is the name of the function, and then round bracket, and now here we have a body. Okay, so this is our function. Here the operation what we want to perform, we just write here inside this function body here. Okay, for now I want to just print hello. I want to print welcome message, so print, and now here I'll say, so here we are just printing one welcome message. Okay, if I run it to check output, if I run it, then we don't see any output. Why? Because we did not call this say hello function. So to check output, we have to call this method or this function inside main method. So I'm just going to call it here. Here this is the way to call function, the name of the function and then round bracket. Okay, so this is how we call function inside main method. Now I'm launching application again. Okay, and then we can see output welcome to Dart function. Okay, so this is how we call function. Function, it is also called reusable block of code. That means we can call function n number of times. For example, here we can see welcome to Dart function. Okay, it's printing one time. Okay, I need, if I want to call this function again and again, here I'm calling five times. Okay, one, two, three, four, and five. Then we can see output five times. Okay, let's check output. So again, I'm launching application, and here we can see output welcome to Dart function five times. This is how we can call function n number of times. Okay, let's take one more example. So I'm just removing this, and here I'm just going to comment out this, and now let's take one more example, void sum, and then here this time return type I have taken void. Okay, void is a return type, void is a return type, and sum 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 is a name of function. Okay, and here I want to perform addition operation. Okay, here I want to perform some operation. So int, I'm taking two variables, int a equal 10 and int b equal 20. And now int add equal a plus b. Okay, it's a simple. And now I'm printing add. It's a simple function. Here what we are doing, we are adding a and b and then printing the sum of a and b. Let's call it, I'll call this function inside main method. Okay, let's check output. So I'm launching application and here we can see output 30, the sum of a and the sum of a and b. Let's take little bit complex example. Okay, so here this time I'll take function with return type int add sum. Okay, and then here this time I have taken return type int, that is integer, and the name of function is add sum. You can take any name, any func any name of function. There is no restriction. So here I'll take two variable again, where var a equals to 20, var v equals to 30. Okay, and now here I'm returning a plus b. So here this time the return type of this add function is int, and here we have two variables a, and the value of a is 20, and second variable is b, and the value of b variable is 30. Here we are returning a plus b. Okay, let's call it. So again here let me comment out this function, and here I'm calling. Also let me store return in one variable result. Okay, I'm storing value in result variable, and here now let's print result. Okay, let me explain one more time. Here it's simple, we have two variables and we are adding, and this sum method, some function we are calling there, and it's returning integer value that we are storing in result type variable. Here we are printing result. Okay, let's check output. So I'm launching application and here we can see output 50. Okay, the sum of 20 and 30. Great, let's take one more example. So this time I'll take into multiplication. Okay, and then here I'm taking two argument into a or into num1 into num2, and then here return num1 num num2. Okay, so here this time this is called. Okay, so this is a function which takes two argument, num1 and num2. Okay, and it's returning the multiplication of num1 and num2. Okay, let's call it. So again here I'm just going to comment out this and this here. Now let's call it. This function is asking argument num1 and num2. So for now I'm giving the value of num1 is 2, and for num2 I'm giving 3. And now let's store this value in result variable, and here we can print result. Okay, so let's understand one more time. Here this is our function and the return type is int. It takes two argument num1 and num2. Okay, these arguments are integer type, and here we are just returning the multiplication of num1 and num2, and here we are printing result. So let's check output. I'm running it and here we can see output 6. Let's call one more time. This time result 1, and now here I'm passing 40. I'm passing some random value 40 and 2. Okay, and then printing result 2. Let's check output. Here we can see output 80. 40 into 2 equals to 80. So this is how we write function in Dart. So that's all for this video.